welcome. We are back with the amazing Edel like kettle, as they say. She's an incredible entrepreneur and a mom with many years of experience. I think her journey is going to be such an inspiring story for you guys to hear, and I'm really excited. So welcome, Edel. Tell us a little bit about you.
Well, you gave my name, so Edel like kettle without the K is how I typically tell people how to pronunciate my name. But my full name is Etelvina. I am a mom, so I have six kids ranging from 16 to 26, and I've been married for what year is this? 2024. So I've been with my husband for 24 years,
Wow.
and yeah, I'm just here living it up.
You do not love your age. You would never know. You have to tell us all your secrets.
No secrets. I won't give it away. No, I'm just joking.
Okay. All right. So tell us a little bit about your journey of how you ended up becoming an entrepreneur, kind of. I love to hear just that journey and process and what you've kind of learned along the way.
Well, I am a little older, so hopefully I can give you can give you like the short version. But I think for me, or I feel like for me, it's always been something that I've wanted to do, even in my childhood years. Um, like I do remember I was never the person that would fit in. Like I could never fit in with crowds. I just wasn't that person, right? I was a big loner. I didn't talk to people. I was just super quiet. If I did meet people, um, it was just like one or two. I was just never one to, I guess, stand out, right? And anyway, but I ended up, the older I got, I felt like I still wasn't doing something for myself. And then when I got pregnant, and I'm giving you the short version, after I got pregnant, um, it was just kind of like it was just like an eye opener, I guess you could say. I ended up being a single mama for a few with my first child. Um, and then later on is when I met my husband. And he was like, and at that time I had like three jobs because I was, I needed to make income. And so, then he's like, oh, you don't need three jobs, just get two. And then he's like, well, you don't need two jobs, you just need one. And then eventually he's like, you just don't need to work. And so I was like, okay, this is awesome. And yeah, so then I just stopped working for a while. I ended up having lots of kids. And eventually I was like, man, I need to do something. Like I need to do something for myself. Um, and so I ended up having like a little boutique. And it was pretty I had a lot of clientele for that. It was like homemade bows and outfits and things like that for kids. And I did that for several years. We ended up moving. So I had to put kind of like a stop to that because life happens. Um, and then it just kind of, I don't know, it was very silent for a bit. And then I ended up with a health and wellness company because I had gotten to a point where I was not, like, I was almost depressed, I would say. But something that I never admitted to anybody. I was never one to really share my emotions and how I felt and things like that. So yeah, I never told anybody. And then I was just kind of like either overeating or starving myself. And so when I found the health and wellness company, I love their products. I was with them for 7 years. I tried to do the business side. It just didn't happen for me. But I knew that I wanted to help people. And it wasn't just with their health, it was with like just how they felt about themselves. So mentally I wanted to help people. I wanted to help people to heal. I wanted to help people to just, feel good. And so anyway, fast forward, I was introduced to another health and wellness company and I ended up signing up. My friend was like, "Hey, let's be business partners." I was like, "Sure." and I never thought that I was gonna excel as much as I did, but it was insane. Like, I didn't anticipate that, and it was like I just grew this passion for it. Um, yeah, so I was doing that, and then I ended up, um, getting my own owning my own business, which is Lot Lot Shop, which is little this, little that. So I was like juggling both, and I it was just it was cool because I could kind of, intertwine both of them with each other. And, in the midst of me helping people feeling good about themselves on the outside with like their outfits and all that, I was able to help, people feel better about themselves within. And that was really neat for me just to do that. And I feel like I'm just giving a really boring version of all this, but then it was, last year I really, really, really started praying, and just for business decisions. I think that's something that I've always done. And for those that do know me, they do know that with everything that I do, I always incorporate prayer, and I always seek God for guidance, which I typically didn't. And when I didn't do that, things went pretty downhill fast for me. So it was then that I realized that, Matthew 6:33, I think it says, seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, then all these things shall be added unto you. And I kind of did it backwards. I was, trying to do all the things without him, without seeking him, and it just kind of went downhill. But that's when I just kind of realized, like, hey, I really need to get it together and pray more about these things. And so I just started praying for business decisions. I was with this company for about 2 years. And um, yeah, then this new company fell into my lap after that. And there was just a lot of confirmations that took place when it came to this. I'm still praying about it. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm still praying about it because I think what people don't understand, it is a tough industry to be in, whether it's network marketing, multi-level marketing, e-commerce, affiliate marketing. If you're an influencer, it's like it just it's rough. It's rough, but it can also be fun. It just depends on how you view everything. So yeah, with this new company, it just really did align. And I'm able to start fresh from ground floor. So I'm able to kind of bring in the things that I truly desire. And my ultimate desire is just to help people and for people to feel so safe. I want to create an environment, a structure, a culture that's just very safe, very, very transparent, where no one's going to be like lying about anything, where you can reach out to a person and they're going to be available for you. Whereas other companies, some people don't even talk to their upline. Some people don't speak to the CEO. Some people don't have that luxury. And I love that I'm able to do that. I love that I'm able to work with the owners, and it's pretty cool. But that's just like the short version of
Yeah.
what I'm doing. I mean, yeah.
I love that. And I really think hearing people's journeys is so inspiring, and we always can learn from each other. I always do. I learn from people's stories. And I think a lot of times in the journey as an entrepreneur, there's quite a few lessons about learning how to pivot, right? And taking risks, but what's the word I'm looking for? Calculated risks in a way. And also I think along the journey, we learn a lot about ourselves, like you
Yeah.
said, like in the beginning, and I'm very similar to that. Like I didn't never expected to do an online business, like in any capacity, let alone honestly, how many years ago that was. It's been almost 8 years now. I would have laughed if someone said, "Yeah, you're gonna have your own business, you're gonna do online business, you're gonna have an in-person, private practice." I would have been like, "Ha ha, very funny."
Yeah.
You're kidding, right?
Yeah.
Because it was just never something I even imagined. And I just think it's kind of funny, but also amazing how sometimes the journey leads us, if we hadn't experienced some of the challenges and difficulties that we did in the beginning of the journey, um, we wouldn't have been ready for some of the things that happen later on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I want to just dive in for a few minutes on the kind of online business space, network marketing space a little bit, because I still think a lot of people don't fully understand that whole realm unless you have an online business. So, I think a lot of people are still confused because there's different business models, right? We have
Right.
brick and mortar businesses, we have, healthcare practices, private practices, those kind of things. We have retail businesses, right? And now, somewhat because of the pandemic, I think really pushed out a lot more online services and businesses now
Yeah.
available. Services that you couldn't get online before, now you can oftentimes do virtual, consultations and sessions and webinars. And so tell us a little bit about like the differences between a regular, kind of online business, like a boutique, online business or something. And then there's different models like the network marketing and stuff. Tell us a little bit about that. And just for someone who's listening who is not really familiar with that and is like, what is this? Is it a pyramid or whatever?
Yeah, that's one thing that I think a lot of people misconstrue with, a pyramid, there's no product. You're not getting a product. Only the people on top are getting paid. So
Mhm.
that's something I've tried to explain so many times when they're like, "Oh, it's a pyramid scheme." I'm like, "Dude, it's not a pyramid scheme." Like I mean, and if it was a pyramid scheme, I would not be in it. So, and so the fact that there are companies that have goods, when you have goods, you can't really say it's a pyramid scheme. I know some would say like it was a Ponzi scheme. There was just like so many words out there. Multi-level marketing. I mean, I can't even down, like I can't really talk bad about any of those, like e-commerce, online businesses. Online businesses, I think, are really popular right now because it's like Amazon. Amazon now has created, I don't know if you know this, but like they've created like a home security now. Like they have like I
Mhm.
think they have, I mean they have like a lot of stuff. Like you can get groceries from Amazon now. I'm like, dang, these I mean the thing is that people don't
Yeah.
realize it's just like the thing. It's the
Yeah.
thing now to do online services
Yeah.
and
It reminds
so
me of like when we used to play Monopoly, and like the people who could buy the properties first, they win the game, right?
yeah,
Because eventually those properties grow and, and
yeah,
right. But it's the same thing in the digital realm. If we can like picture that as like a digital realm, that's what Amazon
yeah,
did. They got all the properties digitally, and now they're
yeah,
like
they did.
developing all these digital markets in,
Yeah,
globally, expanding to different areas. Obviously, they didn't do it all at once, but I remember the day when I would just be selling my textbooks on Amazon. It was only like books and music, like selling just like books and music stuff. And that was it. And it was just like regular people selling stuff, almost like
yeah.
eBay. Now it's totally different. And I think now we're a little bit more familiar with, digital marketing and affiliate marketing, because almost every company now has an affiliate program. I mean, doesn't like Nike and Fabletics, and I mean, Amazon has an affiliate program. I mean, I can't think of anything that doesn't have an
Well,
affiliate
that's the
program.
thing. Like, I feel like people don't, I think when people think of, so when I would, and I don't know if other people feel like this, sometimes like there's this pressure, right? Because there are companies where you would feel so pressured to have to bring in business or have to meet a certain quote unquote quota, whether it was PV or CV or OV, or like make sure that you're making your monthly whatever amount and things like that. There's just the pressure of all that. And so I think a lot of people would give up even before they started because it's like it's almost intimidating. And so with affiliate marketing, I think is just really smart because there's a lot of influencers out there, a lot of people who are trying to get their name out there. And when you can just say, hey, click on my link and you'll, whatever, you can get a discount, you can become an affiliate too and get 20%, whatever, 15%
Mhm.
commission. So I just, it's genius. Like it really is. Because then for me, I don't feel the pressure. I don't feel the pressure of having to I just don't feel
to a certain
pressure.
amount. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I
Yeah,
totally
I just
agree.
don't feel
Yeah.
pressure.
Yeah, absolutely. And just to encourage, anyone out there who maybe has tried, some sort of network marketing or something like that, you are normal if you feel like it's hard. You are normal
Yeah,
if you're just like a regular person and you're like, why is this difficult? Trust me, if you're not an experienced digital marketer, there's a learning curve. There is a learning curve. And it is a business, it's just a completely different way of business than maybe what, we've experienced before. And, I think one of the biggest things I've come across over the years, I started doing, digital marketing and digital services because I want to help people find healing. That's my,
yeah,
main passion. But at the end of the day, I realized that people sometimes struggle to do what it takes to find that healing mentally, physically,
absolutely.
emotionally
Yeah,
if they're financially stuck
yeah,
because of a few different factors. It could be mindset, it could be circumstances, it could be a combination of stuff going on. And if I can help them get out of that financial difficulty, sometimes that can be enough to propel them forward to be ready to do what it takes to actually truly heal mentally,
yeah.
emotionally. And so over the years I became passionate about, okay, sometimes that's a really important piece of the puzzle that gets missed.
Mhm.
People will just stay stuck and they will just continue in the same cycles over and over and over again, mentally, physically, emotionally, because of that financial piece of the puzzle.
Yeah,
And if we can step in and link arms, be like, all right, let's break through this. Let's break through that wall that you've been stuck at, right? And
yeah,
then it breaks through a lot of different things that are going on mentally as well, and circumstantially. And I think digital marketing and affiliate marketing is a powerful way that can be done. And I agree with you. I like the new structure that's coming through, in a lot of digital marketing programs and affiliate marketing programs now, that is more free, like you said, instead of having to do like a set amount and having to quote unquote recruit a certain number of people, or all these other like things that it used to be once upon a time. Now we're seeing more and more and more that we can just simplify. Let's just simplify,
yeah,
right? And allow people to share an affiliate. And I have to say, with affiliate, that's one of the things that was actually a really big breakthrough for my health services that I offer and for my practice. I had a moment that was really hard. By the way, every mistake and every failure is a learning opportunity. If you haven't learned that lesson, take that today. Um,
yeah,
I had a really hard moment where I had a client that was like going to another practice, blah, 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 blah. It was a frustrating moment. And what I learned from it, all of a sudden, boom, this light bulb went off. You know what? I need to make it fun and exciting for my clientele to refer other people. And
yeah,
guess what I did? I made an affiliate program for my business. And I said, hey, listen, I'll give you your own little code to share when you share with your friends to refer them to me for their health services and everything. They get a discount. And then I know that they used your code. So guess what? You get a discount the next time you come in, right? That was one
yeah,
of the most beautiful things that ever happened in my business, because out of that, I started seeing so much growth. And it's so simple. And like you said, there's no pressure and it's fun and it's easy and
yeah,
everyone wins,
yeah,
And at the end of the day, I was like, okay, now, the light bulb started going off on that.
yeah.
But
No, yeah, I love all the things that you're saying because and it's so crazy. One thing, like you said, like I don't want to we never want to paint the picture that all of this is easy. A lot of the times people come in, they see the ones that have made 3 million, 5 million, 40 million in the, entrepreneur side of like whether it's network marketing, MLM, all those things, right? People see that and they're like, oh yeah, I want to get there. And I feel like we've all heard it so many times. It didn't happen out of nowhere, right? There was a lot of effort, there was a lot of hard work, sometimes tears. A lot of times there's tears because
mhm,
you just there's a frustration because it's not happening as fast as it is for other people.
Mm,
And, you're just like, dang, why isn't it happening for me?
mhm,
And so one of the things that so I'm reading a book called Atomic Habits. And there was this part, it's by James Clear, by the way. But there is this part where he says goals are good for setting a direction, but systems are best for making progress.
mm,
Winners and losers have the same goals. So I love that part because the more and more you try to achieve a goal, and then you go back, you're like, dang, I didn't finish a workout. Like I was going to try to lose weight for a week and I'm 2 days in and I went and I ate a burger. Well, you give up because you're just searching for the goal rather than, creating systems to help you achieve that goal. And that's something that I've really learned throughout the years, that having a system set in place, structure, creating a foundation of structure and systems meant for everybody so that everybody can win, I feel like is so important. So if there is a network marketer out there or anybody that's listening to this or watching this that's like, dang, how come I can't get there? Well, you got to ask yourself, did your person ever create a system for you? Did they ever say, hey, look, this is what you're going to do? Here are your steps that you need to follow. And then when you follow these, then we'll go to step two. Like we have to kind of like lay it out like that sometimes because I do feel like that's what's going to help us all be extremely successful if we have systems set in place. So, anyways, I did want to throw that out there.
yeah.
That although yes, it can be frustrating, it can be fun. It's really honestly however a person makes it out to be. I don't know. I've heard of people giving up the same day. They get scared. They don't know what they're getting themselves into and they're like, "Dang, never mind." And they quit before they even start. And so
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, honestly, like I never ever pictured myself to be doing anything like this because like I said, I was such a loner. I've always been such a loner. I wasn't one to know a lot of people, although I did go to like very formal events. I mean, I've done construction, I've done it all. When I tell y'all I have dabbled into different things. I have my degree in business. I have certifications in safety. I have certifications for to do, breathalyzer testing and all this stuff, right? So yeah, so I've just kind of been everywhere. And but I just always was, I feel like I always was just that person that just this is just so different for me, to even have like people that look up to me and that like rely on me. That's kind of, I feel so humbled, honestly. Like I feel so humbled that people have like this perception of me. It's very humbling. And I don't know, man. Like I have no words. I don't know. I'm like trying to find the right words to say, but it's just this is so different. Like it really is. It's really different being in an environment where um people do see you and people see your intentions and that it's paying off, that it's paying off. So
Yeah. And I can see, like, your passion and, the heart behind it. And that's, I think, something an important kind of takeaway is at the end of the day, no matter what you do, whether it's digital marketing, affiliate marketing, or whatever your passion is as an entrepreneur, it's about why you do what you do, not what you actually do. Because at the end
yeah,
of the day, whoever you're serving, whether you want to call it selling or serving or whatever you want to call it,
yeah,
at the end of the day, who you're serving, you're providing solutions for those people in your area of expertise.
yeah,
That's what matters. The people that you serve and why you're serving them. So always coming back to that, no matter what it is, no matter when it's really hard. I like that you said that it can be really hard, especially if it's something that you don't have experience in, and it can be scary. And did you guys know that the same um brain waves that we have when we're afraid is actually the same as when we're excited?
that's crazy.
And you can learn to shift that, like, in your mind. It takes a little practice, but you can learn to be like, "Okay, I feel a little anxious or afraid or overwhelmed, but I can shift that to I'm excited to do this because I know it's gonna make a difference in people's lives. I know
Yeah.
it's gonna provide these solutions for these people," right? Or whatever it is that you do. I think that's really, really important to remember. And I love that you said systems, because at the end of the day, and I teach this when I talk to my clients about their healthy lifestyle and nutrition and changing habits. That book is amazing, by the way. If you haven't read that book, go get it or get it on Audible. Atomic Habits, phenomenal. Also, High Performance Habits by Brendon Burchard. Those two books are phenomenal. Life changing, literally. When I read that, like, it helped change so, so much.
Yeah.
So systems, absolutely, because at the end of the day, you can have all the goals in the world and you can have vision boards, you can have all this stuff. But at the end of the day, if you don't have action steps that you take every day, whether that's one thing, two things, three things, if you don't have daily action steps that are pushing you towards that. Another good book is The 12-Week Year, that teaches you how to break things down, how to break down big goals into small action steps and create systems
Yeah.
basically
Yeah.
on your stuff. That makes or breaks, because at the end of the day, your daily action steps are going to push you forward. Whether or not yesterday you messed up, oh well, every mess up is an opportunity to learn from it. What can I learn from that? Sometimes it
Yeah.
can be hard. Absolutely,
Yeah.
100%. And
Yeah.
that's why people like us are here to encourage you that you'll get through it. You are going to get through it. Some seasons are hard,
Yeah.
and sometimes the things that we go through are teaching us something that's going to help us in the next season. And we don't
Yeah.
never know what the next season is going to look like. I'm always surprised. I'm like, oh my goodness, I didn't expect that. Didn't expect that. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Another learning experience, and you always can grow through it. It can be
Yeah.
hard, like she said, it can be painful, but you can always grow through it. So I hope that encourages you guys today. Thank you so much, Edel, for being here and sharing.
Yeah.
Any
Yeah.
last final thought you want to share or takeaway or something?
Um, well, so I did want to share that, and I guess I should have said this at the beginning, but I don't want people to have this perception that, life has always been great. Like, I don't want people to think that I'm at this point because, things were handed to me or whatever. I want people to understand that sometimes when you come from nothing, there's almost like this desperation to make something out of nothing, right? And so I wasn't really one that our family wasn't the wealthiest and things like that. So there's a reason why I'm here today. And it's kind of helped me to really have this eagerness to just create a life, for not just myself, but like for my kids and for people to see that your circumstance shouldn't define you in that sense. If anything, like you said, you could either view it as something terrible and just be in that like negative mindset, or you can be like, dang, this created this, like in a positive way. So that's where I'm at right now. And a lot of the times I really do have to sit back and, I gotta pray, and I wake up and I'm like, thank you, God, for just another day of life. And I've really been at that point now where I'm just seeking him desperately, because I don't want to get complacent. I don't want to be ungrateful. And one of the things, this Bible verse, which really is something that I hope people can take away from, it's Deuteronomy 31:6, and it does say I'm sorry, Deuteronomy 31:8. I don't have my glasses on. The Lord himself goes before you and will be with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. So I'm saying that to say this. If you are at a point where you just feel like you are very, very lost, very confused, um, and you might not even believe in a higher power, that there is a God, but just know that God believes in you and God loves you and he will never leave you. And that's something that I tell myself constantly, in the moments that I just feel very alone and very afraid. I know that God is with me and I know he loves me. I know he has my back, and he's never going to leave my side. So if God has your back, I mean, you can't lose, you know? So anyways, yeah.
Yes, yes. It doesn't mean things won't be hard, but it means you're not alone and you have peace and you have hope and you have joy even
Yes,
when,
ma'am.
hard. Yeah,
Yeah.
I love that. It reminds me of one of my favorites. He is my refuge and my strength, my ever-present help in times of need. Yeah,
Oh,
same
yeah.
concept there. Yeah, yeah. All
Yeah.
right. I think that's a perfect note to end on. That's good.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you want to connect with Edel, you can. And of course, you guys know where I'm at with my website and all that. It'll be all here. You can connect Edel like kettle underscore at Instagram. Also, if you love fitness and health and all the things, you can connect with her at bfit underscore BLVD on Instagram. I'll put it on the bottom too for you guys. And then TikTok, so fun. 49 ER lover girl. Fun times. I'll put those up there. So you do dances and stuff. I'm like the funniest thing is I used to dance, like I used to do ballet for like 12 years, but I am not a TikTok dance like person. I
Girl,
don't
I
what
don't dance.
I don't
I
know
do
what it
not.
is. Like I just can't. Maybe I'm just too old school or something, but um
I'm too old to
it's
do
just not
it.
my thing, not my thing. I do more like just the funny stuff, or whatever, or like little,
Well,
you know.
yeah, I usually do dumb stuff or just talk. I do not dance on, well, I don't dance on TikTok. Let's just make that clear. But Yo Girl had some dance moves back in the day, but
Right.
I'm too old for that now.
Well,
So
like in person, not like yeah. On that
yeah.
online, I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah,
Uh,
exactly.
anyways, okay. Well, thank you so much, and take care. Connect with us if you need anything more. We hope we get to see you soon.